Om Kayena vacha manasyendrayirva bhutyatmanava prakriti swabhava karomi adyat sakalam paresma narayanayethi samarpayami Narayanayeti samarpayami.
Dear Seeker of Truth, welcome. In this series of videos, we are going to talk about Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, of divine love, of God realization. So we are going to talk about the Narada Bhakti Sutras, a beautiful work attributed to sage Narada that talks about in full length of the path of devotion. May you all find inspiration in this work. May you all find meaning and purpose in your spiritual quest through these words. This kind of work, these words, these sutras, they bring light and they open the door to the life of the real quest for liberation. May you also find divine love in your heart. Moving on, Narada Bhakti Sutras, chapter 12, Nature of Praying, Divine Love. Sutra 51. The nature of love towards God is inexplicable in words. So, meaning that the real love for God, true love for God, is beyond the mind and intellect. So it cannot be adequately put into words. And it is from a different, very different experience, level than the mind. But it's far beyond the mind and intellect. Certain points. The nature of this love, bhakti, is a realization so profound it is not possible to describe it adequately. Yes. It is possible to describe the means to devotion, but not devotion itself. So not pure devotion. Even certain states of devotion are possible to describe, but that ultimate supreme devotion is inexplicable by words. Sutra 52. Just as a taste of a dumb man. So this means that the taste of a dumb man, the man who tastes something but he cannot speak. So he will not be able to tell about that love because he cannot speak. But if he likes the taste, he will smile. So it will be seen by his smile alone. Sutra 53. But that love of devotion manifests itself in a fit receptacle, in a qualified person only at some place or time. So that kind of love, only to the pure devotee will it manifest at a certain place or time. So if this devotee is still not yet a fit receptacle, lower states of devotion, of blessing can be there, but this highest state of devotion will not manifest if the receptacle is not fit. What is the use then of association with the saints or devotion or love if love is inexplicable in words and consequently not possible to communicate? Answer: the operation of devotion is telepathic and not through any grosser means. So being with a saint, it's not about what he can explain or what he cannot explain. Well, it is in a sense that he will explain you all that is against it, all that which is in favor. He will cut your difficulties, but he may not do so. Depending on the saint, he may not do so, because what is worth on the saint is its own realization, is God realization. And that is telepathic from the guru to the devotee. So the guru may be versed or may not be versed in the scriptures, in the spiritual practices, according to the path he has made. He may be more simple-minded, not understanding the intricacies of the spiritual practices. But if he has achieved God realization, that is the highest benefit of being close to him. That is what's really important. And that is shared not through words, telepathically, or through the heart, through attunement with the guru, through devotion to the guru, to God, to the saint. That is the vehicle to receive, not through the words. Words may be used, but they will not touch what is important. They may divert you from what are the obstacles. They may help you to understand the level of ignorance that you are in and how to get out from it. But not necessarily this will be there. But if it is a God-realized being, then the most important is there. And that is not given in words, because that cannot be explained, put into words. But that constant association enables you to receive telepathically the same. A saint comes to earth only very rarely. It is God's blessing, and it comes very, very rarely. Well, probably because there's not much demand also. The current of prem or spiritual aura passes from the master to the fit disciple, the one who is serving the guru for service only, to love the guru, to love God through the guru. Only that one will receive it, will become a recipient for it. It's not a choice of the guru. It just flows where the fit recipient is. But if you're serving, again, if you're serving the guru to receive something, you will not become a fit receptacle. But this current of prem, of divine love, this spiritual aura, this elevation, passes from the master to the disciple. To the fit disciple. Sutra 54. It, divine love, is devoid of all attributes, devoid of desires, expanding every moment, continuous, most subtle, and of the nature of inner experience. This, I will go back a little bit because this is important to this sutra. This part of a fit receptacle, a qualified person. This is very important to clarify, because I've heard this a lot again. Oh, I've served so long, I've been in that place with that being so long. And so as long as there's this idea of serving to receive grace, to receive enlightenment, to receive whatever it is, that is not pure, that is not service, that is serving yourself. So that means there abundant impurities are there. So the constant focus of the devotee, of the seeker, should be to purify oneself. That should be it. And if it's not flowing, if you're not growing, that means you're not purifying. This is what it means. This is what it means. So this is very important, because this mindset is very common, especially these days, that everything is about possessing, accessing, being entitled to, I deserve it, and all these things that are there. But it doesn't work like that. So yes, when you're pleasing the Guru, when the Guru is pleased with you, when you are purified, when you're serving without asking for anything in return, when you're tasting love and devotion as you are serving, this is when you start, this is actually receiving this. Then that love will continue to grow, and purging the rest out of the way. So this, a fit receptacle, this is, or qualified person, this is very important. Now Sutra 54. Divine love is devoid of all attributes, devoid of desires, expanding every moment, continuous, most subtle, and of the nature of inner experience, not outer experience, not gross experience. So this divine love, it is devoid of attributes. So how will you mention them? Explain it. And devoid of desires, and expanding every moment, endlessly expanding until infinite. The divine love grows in volume and intensity and has ceaseless flow. It is in a form of subtler feeling, not gross feeling. So only a very subtle mind can experience this subtle love, this divine love. Even sattvic bhakti is far below the true bhakti, when one loves God for God's sake. So even the sattvic bhakti, which is a bhakti which is very pure, is far below that true bhakti. Bhakti to get away from illness or to attain certain desire is not genuine bhakti. Like I've explained, getting something in return, that's not genuine bhakti. It is love because you want something in return. So it is love for yourself, for your desires, and not love for God. It is impossible for a gross mind to have any caption for this exalted divine love. So, as long as the mind is gross, it is not fit to have this divine subtle experience, to dive in the waters of divine love. Bhakti is realizable by intuition alone. True bhakti is beyond speech and intellect. It can be directly intuited by contact with God in your innermost being. So in your being, when you touch God, there you experience this bhakti in your innermost being. This is where it comes from. It is from intuition, meaning it's not from the mind, nor the intellect, nor the emotions, nothing like this. Divine love seeks no return, grows from every moment, knows no break. It's subtler than the subtlest, and of the nature of pure inner experience. Again, divine love is not dependent on youth, beauty, wealth, or virtue. It is not tainted by self-interest. There is no thought of self-interest. Such is the nature of this divine love. So as long as there are desires, you can experience some sort of divine love for a moment, but it will not be this one. It will still be lower than this one. This one, you have to be devoid of all desires. You have to be fixed in God constantly. And differently from worldly love, where it depends on beauty, some sort of importance, status, youth or virtue, or some sort of self-interest, this one cannot be achieved by any of this. And none of this blocks. So it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what do you have, nothing of this, how pure you are. This is what matters. At first, there is a glimpse of the Lord. Gradually, the devotee becomes identified with the Lord. So at first, there's the glimpse, the darshan of God, the vision of God, the direct experience of communion with God. Then gradually, they become one with God. By holding on to that love experience, to that vision, and directing all attention towards their all love and devotion, then they become one. Sutra 55. Having once attained that devotion, the devotee sees only his object of devotion, hears only him, speaks only of him, thinks only of him. He is filled with God. And he sees God everywhere, only listens to God, because there is only God. And he has become God also. So man first loves God with an object, then he transfers that love to loving God for God's sake, without any object, for the sake of God, who is an embodiment of love. A gopi expresses her experience. In whichever direction I look, I find the landscape full of Shyam, a name for Krishna, dark blue. The water of the Yamuna is dark. The bowers and groves are dark. The letters of the Vedas are dark. Everything is Krishna. Everything is God. He sees only the Lord in everything. The devotee looks only at the Lord. He hears only at the Lord. He thinks only of the Lord. How can he be conscious of the external world? Well, but at this level, he knows that there's no external world. There's just God. The devotee who undergoes the discipline mentioned above sees the whole world as a manifestation of God, and all his activities are an expression of this love to the Lord. That body exists to serve God only and its purpose. He sees nothing or no one else besides God. Okay.
Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva Tvameva bandhushka sakha Tvameva Tvameva vidya dravinam Tvameva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Tvameva sarvam Mama Deva Deva.